besties, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyan and this is Kyan is Booked, and today I'm finally forcing myself to film my January wrap-up because I didn't read as many books as I wanted to, so getting on here and doing a video feels kind of like, I don't want to say weird, but I'm kind of just like, I think I read 11 books. Yeah, I read 11 books because I pushed one of them into February because it'd be easier to talk about the two that are out at the same time. But I was like, but like I really didn't read that much and only 11 books, blah, blah, blah. But then I finally got out of my own head and was like, of course you didn't read a lot. You had your sister's bachelorette party. You had your sister's wedding, and I'll put a family photo. I'm gonna step to the side. I'll put a family photo right here. Because it was magical and she looked beautiful and the pictures that are coming back are stunning. So you know what? It was kind of like a low reading month, but that's fine because I have amazing memories that I'm gonna carry with me for forever. And we promised to be each other's maid of honors when I was 9 and she was 5. And it just felt, I don't know, just like so right to finally have one of us like fulfilling that role. And it was wonderful. And you know what? You're right. I didn't read a lot this month and that's going to be completely okay. So let's talk about the 11 books that I did read this month. So the first one that I read was Payback and Death. So this is the J.D. Robb book. The next J.D. Robb book in the series. I don't really remember even what the crime was, but you know I rated it 5 stars. You know I listened to the audiobook. You know J.D. Robb is my girl. You know Eve Dallas is it. And you know I'm in love with Rorik. So any installment that is gonna be published, I'm gonna read. In fact, I just found out that Random in Death has been released. So I have another one on my docket to read, and then I'm probably just gonna start the series all over again. So you're gonna be sick of me, and I don't care because I love this series and I love just everything about it. And Payback and Death, like this is the 3rd year in a row that I've started my year with an in death book, and I feel like it just sets everything in motion the way that it should. So that was the first book that I read. Next is Her Wild Hero by Paige Tyler. This one follows, this one follows. Why am I blanking on this? I don't know. I'm going to put it up. I gave it 4 stars. I listened to it on audio. Yeah, that's the note I made. I listened to that on audio. I had a really great time with it. And the series has just been so fun because there's nothing that I love more than a paranormal romance series. And especially like from a fated mates perspective, like give me fated mates all day, every day. Okay. So next up is going to be The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzan. And I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. I've definitely messaged her. I've definitely been in her business. So I loved it so much. I got originally the library copy, and then I had to get the Fairy Loot copy because look how stunning. And it carries it into the sprayed edges. Anyways, the night empire casts a long shadow over the land. Nothing can stand in the way of its power, might, and power. Year by year, the hurricane wars take and take, and yet there is hope in the darkness. One lone light stands against the empire. And that's our female main character. And there's so many things that I want to say about these two, and I do have an Instagram post on it already. This will be featured in my Romanticy blog that is coming soon. It was amazing, like the pull of the enemies to lovers, of them understanding that like they really shouldn't love each other. They really shouldn't have any type of feelings towards one another is just, I wanted to eat it up. And I did eat it up because I read this book in less than 24 hours. So I don't know when the second book is coming out. It's a 5-star read for me. I had such a good time with it. And like the purple and the gold, it's giving, as my students would say. Next up, I read Hans by S.J. Tilly. I gave this 5 stars. I loved this series, but I especially loved the last 2, which was Dom and Hans. I will link the new release vlog I did if you want like my super in-depth thoughts about it. We're back. I just had to cough for a second. Thank you so much for waiting. Anyways, I was talking about Hans. I will link the whatever that's called, the reading vlog that I did for this, the new release reading vlog. I had the best time. He's my favorite. Dom was like leading it, and then I read Hans's book and I was like, we out. Hans is the best. Next up, I read My Best Friend's Sister by QB Tyler. I gave it 4 stars. I had like, this is wonderful. Like, it's another novella by QB Tyler. I think QB Tyler might be the only author where, like, I really do enjoy her novellas, because even though they're like a faster burn, it makes sense because there's such a history and such a backstory between the characters. So I don't feel like we're just like, whoop, instant love, right? But I had a great time with this one. Next up, I read State of Bliss by Marie Force. I gave this 4 stars. It's the next up in the State of series. We're still following Nick and Sam. This is also included in the reading vlog with Han, so I'll relink it, or I'll link it again, or, you know, go watch that for all of my thoughts. The next book doesn't release until May, but I'm very excited for that one. After that, I read Assistant to the Villain. This will be featured in the Romantasy vlog at the end of, I'm hoping at the end of February, but by spring break in March, like at the latest. I gave this 3 stars. If you would like to understand my thoughts and feelings and concerns, please watch that vlog when it comes out. But all I'm going to say is I don't understand how this is the 2nd rated Romantasy on the Goodreads Choice Awards in 2023. Next up, I read Nobody's Darling by Sarah Blue, and I really want everybody to think of like Omegaverse without the shifting meets Sons of Anarchy. I had an amazing time with it. I can't remember who slid into my DMs on Instagram and was like, hey, you have to read this book. So if you're watching it, go ahead and comment below and let me know that it was you, because I had such a good time with it and it was definitely right up my alley. Next up, I read Her Fierce Warrior by Paige Tyler. This follows Angelo and Minka, and she's a turned shifter, which is like a whole different world and scenario, and Angelo is essentially like her fated mate and her protector, and it's like their journey to being together and then ultimately stopping. Like, there's a giant plot spanning between all of the books, and like this is their portion of the story of like trying to fix the giant plot or trying to solve the problem. So I gave this 4 stars. Great time. Next up is this chunky monkey, Pucking Around by Emily Rath. Rath? I think it's Wraith. So this is the Jacksonville Rays hockey series #1. I read this book, and then I also read Pucking Ever After Volume 1 because I love an extended epilogue, and I needed some answers about some things. You can definitely sign into my DMs and ask me about those things, but I don't want to spoil them here because, you know, this is just a wrap up. This is there's 3 guys and 1 girl, but I don't, like, sometimes it's MMFM, sometimes it's MMMF. Like, honestly, there are no rules, and they're living their best lives, and they're happy, and, like, you know what, that's what matters to me. I really enjoy this. I give this one 4 stars, and I also gave Pucking Ever After Volume 1 4 stars as well. This was just, like, a novella of, like, additional, like, stories and epilogues, essentially. So that's it. That's all I read, because I was busy getting pictures like this. So this is my brother, my sister, myself, and then Dean, her new husband's new sibling photo. So hope you love it. But that's all for me. Probably the shortest wrap-up you're ever going to see in the history of wrap-ups, because I'm coming back fast and loose, hard. I don't know. I'm coming back some way in February, even though I'm sitting at 3 books completed right now. But you know what? Through reading, all is possible. Okay? I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope that when you choose dinner, because that's what I have to go do right now, that you choose exactly what you want to eat. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to stay around, to hang out with the quirkiness and all of the really fun content that I have planned, and all of the backlist reading vlogs, and just, you know, the sheer chaotic that I'm putting out into the world. And as always, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.